Welcome to the Chase Merrill podcast. I am your host, Chase Merrill, and we are all about helping people get freed up from what's holding them back so they can build up who they were made to be. On today's conversation, I have my 5-year-old, almost 6-year-old son, Beau Merrell, with me. One of the best words to describe Beau is the word fierce. This young man does everything with a fierce passion. He's very passionate, opinionated, loving, intense, fun, funny, goofy, feels things all the way through. And I'm so thankful for the gift that God gave me and him as a son, getting to have 2 boys and 2 girls, but him being our second son, a little built-in best friend to his older brother, Weston. This young man is going to be a force to be reckoned with, and he already is. And good to have a conversation with him today. You get to see a little side of Beau. He's one of the fan favorites, if you will. And I'm so thankful for the opportunity to get to sit down with him and just have a fun conversation today. So I know you're going to enjoy the unique person that God has made him to be. If you want to help us continue to make an impact with this podcast week in and week out, consider joining our new Patreon community. For as little as a cup of coffee a month, you can be a part of helping us get the message and mission of the podcast out to more people more effectively. This is a way that we can come together as a community, and you'll get access to behind the scenes stuff, additional resources and content, and so much more for just as little as $5 a month. You can head over to chasemerrill.com and click Patreon to jump in and get started. Now let's jump into today's conversation. Welcome to the Chase Merrill podcast, Beau. How you doing?
Good.
Good. This is a special episode. I had a son episode earlier this season, and I get to have a second son episode on the 52 Project podcast, Chase Merrill podcast, with my son, my second born, almost 6-year-old, currently still 5-year-old son, Beau Merrell. Welcome to the podcast, son. Pretty pumped to have you here. Are you excited to be here? Are you nervous?
I'm excited.
You're excited? Yeah. Were you nervous at all? Are you feeling like you're a little bit scared, or is it just like, nope, this is totally easy? A little bit of both? If you were to try to describe to somebody what a podcast is, what is a podcast? Do you know what a podcast is?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's what people talk about, a lot of stuff about Jesus and God, and they talk about stuff about their families and
other cool things like that. Yeah. Have you watched any of the podcasts so far?
a lot.
A lot of them? Really?
Yeah.
Do you have any that are your favorites, or any that you remember?
The one with Weston.
Yeah. Your older brother?
Yeah.
Do you love your older brother?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's something about Weston that you think is pretty awesome?
He plays with me a lot.
Do you like to have adventures with him?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about your younger sister, Delaney Jean?
Um.
Do you like playing with her sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah. She likes to play with you.
Yeah.
I think she loves you both a lot. And then we just added a new addition to our family just over a year ago. Another little baby sister named Joy, yeah?
Yeah.
Joy actually was technically the first Merrill kid on the podcast because she was in mommy's lap in episode 2 of the 52 Project and was making a bunch of noise through her whole conversation. So technically she's been on the podcast, but not like this. We can't have a conversation like you and I get to have right now, huh?
Yeah.
This is pretty special. So we're going to ask you a few questions, and this podcast is going to be a little shorter than our normal podcast, but I think it's still going to pack a lot of punch. You know why it's going to pack a lot of punch? Because Beau Andrew is a pack a lot of punch kind of little dude.
No, I'm not.
You are. You have so much just like fierce energy and passion for life. In anybody that's been around you. In fact, I think there's gonna be a lot of people that are listening to this podcast that are like pretty excited about just getting to hear you talk, because people love you, man. You are one of those guys that people are like, Beau is just, he's so awesome. He's a little crazy sometimes, and he's awesome all the time. You can get a little bit angry sometimes, but we all get a little bit angry sometimes, huh? let me talk about a couple of the things I love about you. Ready? Number one, I love that you're my son. I love that God gave you to me as a son that I get to have and raise and spend time with, getting to spend time. We've been spending a lot of time together, you and Weston and I recently. We've been going,
Yeah.
what have we been doing?
Road hunting.
Road hunting. Yeah. So has that been fun? Have you enjoyed that?
Yeah.
What have we been hunting for?
Elk, bear, cougars, deer.
Anything I can get a tag for, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have you, when you think about hunting, do you want to hunt one day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like to eat meat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You're pretty hungry little dude, huh? It's because you're growing fast and you're growing a lot of muscles and a lot of that's going on in your body, huh? Okay, so speaking of hunting, you love being outside, you love looking for animals, and that's one side of you. And then there's this other side of you that loves anything that has to do with like animals, like reptiles, or in that world, even bugs sometimes, but like especially reptiles, like snakes and lizards. And was there a certain kind of lizard that you like?
The one that I have.
The one that you have?
Yeah.
Did you happen to bring the one that you have to the podcast today? All right. Well, you got to, I bet the people are going to want to see it. Is he here? Where do you have him? Oh, baby. You want to take him out of there? For those that are not watching this podcast and they're just listening, Beau is getting a little container from underneath his seat right now to introduce everybody to the podcast, to his friend. I'll let you say who he is and what kind of reptile he is. Make sure you put there you go. Okay, who is this?
His name is Bowser, and he's a leopard gecko.
His name is Bowser, and he's a leopard gecko. Look at how fat his tail is.
It's fat.
Does that mean he's been eating pretty well?
Yeah, his tail has to be fatter than his neck.
Maybe put him on your shirt so that way the people they can see him from the camera angle. Dude. And he's like crawling up into the desert sunset on your shirt. Pretty cool little guy. Tickling those cheeks. So you love animals, and especially like finding lizards and snakes and reptiles and things like that. And now you have your own pet leopard gecko. What's something that has been really cool about having your own gecko? Here, bring the mic back down to your face so you can. There you go.
That I can have a reptile in my house.
Yeah, you could have a reptile. How does she feel about having a reptile in the house? Do you like it or no? It's growing on her, huh? She doesn't necessarily like what we have to feed it, huh?
Definitely she doesn't like what we have to feed it.
Yeah, lots of crickets.
Crickets and meal.
Mom's not a big fan of crickets. I don't know many people that are, but Bowser is, that's for sure. He loves crunching on those little dudes. Yeah.
You keep saying dudes.
I do.
Hey.
I don't know if that might not be a great place to put him. He might fall. He might slip off of that.
He won't.
Well, is there anything specific about if you were to, like, somebody was listening and they're like, man, I think I want to get a lizard or a pet gecko or something like that. What would you tell them to do that they need to learn about having their own reptile in the house? Is there anything that you've learned that you would encourage them to do?
If they eat crickets, you have to clean their thing every day and put food in it and feed your gecko.
Yep.
And take care of your gecko.
Yep. That's good.
To trim his nails soon.
I don't think we need to trim the gecko's nails. I don't know if that's something that we do as humans. But I like that you're thinking about caring for him in that way. And you know what? I've been wrong about these kind of things before, so maybe we'll look it up on Google or something like that.
No, some people cut their gecko's nails.
Okay. Well.
So they can have sharp nails.
Because of how sharp they are?
This one looks like it's going in his foot. This one's going in Daddy. This one's going in his foot.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll take a look at it after we finish this conversation. Do you want to put him away for a little bit so we can keep talking about some other things? Maybe hold him up one more time for the camera. The camera can see. Yeah, that's awesome. You know what you should do? Slowly walk up. Don't go all the way to it, but bring it all the way up to the camera lens so that way people can see it real up close. Yeah. Nice. All right, Bowser, thanks for joining us on the podcast. Back to your little, no, let's not put him on the back of the chair. Let's put him back in his container for right now. Can you help me do that?
Yeah, let me grab the kid.
He'll chill there until you get it. While you're putting him back in his container, the next thing I wanted to talk to you about, are you ready?
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you about one of the things that I know you are getting to experience in this season brand new for the first time, and that is going to kindergarten. Did you just start kindergarten?
Yeah, a week ago.
A week ago. So you're a brand new big kindergartner. How has that been going?
Good.
Yeah? Were you nervous to start kindergarten?
Yeah.
Yeah? What was nervous? What do you think made you nervous when you thought about starting?
Because I thought it was going to be scary, but it wasn't.
Yeah? It's ended up being a little bit more fun than you thought?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, one of the things that you've been really great at when it comes to just being around people has been watching you at church. Do you go to church often?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
go to it every Sunday.
Every Sunday?
Yeah.
Do you like going to it?
No.
No. Okay. Not at all. Like nothing about it that you like.
No.
You don't like any of the people there?
I like some people there, but not much.
Not lots. Okay. But do you have fun sometimes there?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Do you learn about anything cool? Does that feel good on your nose, rubbing it on the microphone?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I'm sure the next guest here in person will enjoy having some of that on the microphone. Okay, let me ask you this. I asked the same kind of question to Weston because one of the things that Dad and Mom are learning how to do as parents is balance our jobs and figure out how to do that well, but also balance being good dads and good moms.
Sometimes you're mean.
Sometimes I'm mean.
Especially Mom.
Well, you know what? Mom has to take care of the 4 of you kids a lot more of the time than I do in this season as I'm working throughout the day. She's still working, but like she has to like.
She doesn't really have to take care of me.
She doesn't have to take care of you?
No.
You take care of yourself.
No.
Here, I gotta bring the microphone so people can hear you. You can bring it down to you.
My teacher takes care of me.
Your teacher takes care of you? Okay. So your teacher takes care of you. Mom doesn't really take care of you. Does Dad take care of you? Sometimes. What's one thing that you love about how Mom takes care of you? Can you think of one thing? I can think of like 20 things, but can you think of one?
20 things?
Yeah. She does a lot of different things that take care of you because she loves you a ton.
Because she takes us fun places and she takes care of us good and she buys stuff for us.
Yeah. She spends a lot of time with you. She also makes you food. Yes or no?
Yes.
Do you like food?
Yes.
Do you like to eat?
Yes.
What is one of your favorite things that you like to eat?
We had it today.
What was it?
Well 80.
Well 80. Olympia's finest burgers and brews. Yeah? Brews. Yeah, you don't understand that world yet, and that's okay. You got a burger today? A specialized burger. This was something I wanted to ask you. Are you okay if I ask you something that has been kind of hard for you and for our family sometimes?
Yeah.
Okay. So today when we all got burgers at the lady, you had a burger with a gluten-free bun and no cheese. Why is that?
Because cheese is dairy and the buns are wheat.
Yeah. And we've discovered over the last few years since you were little, you're pretty allergic to wheat and dairy and a bunch of other things. Yeah? Yeah. How has that been kind of hard for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's something about it that's been hard?
And I can't even have some butter.
Right. We just realized that you can't even have sun butter, the alternative nut butter that we've been trying to find besides peanut butter or almond butter or
I can have
macadamia
nut butter.
Yeah, which just happens to be like
But I don't
$75 a jar somehow because they like import it from the
But I
royal
really don't
mines
like
of Hawaii. It feels like, but you don't even like it. That's right. Can I tell you something, Beau?
What?
That I've watched you and Mom, because she's primarily the one helping prepare all the food for you in life for the most part. I watched that be really hard for you to not be able to eat all of the stuff that most of the other people in our family or your friends can. And can I tell you something? You inspire me, which is just another way of saying you make me want to be better, because I watch you with such a good attitude learn how to push through those moments, and rather than just get angry and be sad that you don't get to eat everything else that other people get to eat, you choose to make the best of it. And man, I am so proud of you. There's moments where I go, oh, this has got to be really hard for Beau not to get to eat this or drink this because of his allergies. But I watch you go, okay, and then have whatever is the next thing that you could have if it's there, or sometimes you don't even get to have anything because they don't have that option. And I just want to tell you, man, there's a lot of people, especially some kids out there, that have a similar allergy or allergies, and you are going to be such an impact in their life.
7 kid can't even. He can really only eat soup and rice.
Soup and rice. There's some people that can't eat. Yeah, some even less than stuff that you can. Right. You just have such a great perspective and attitude, and I wanted to say I'm really proud of you for that, because it reminds me at times how much I need to grow in my gratitude and not complaining, and I'm super thankful for the way that you've challenged me in that. And I'm praying. I think we're all continuing to pray that God fully heals your body and helps you and your body begin to adjust to be able to just handle some of those things that you can eat and enjoy maybe down the road. What's one of your favorite movies that you can think of?
The superhero movie and Mario.
Mario and that's part of where Bowser got his name, huh? Your leopard gecko got named because of the Mario movie that we saw. Yeah. Do you have a favorite superhero?
Hulk.
Hulk? Dude, that makes so much sense. If you were to be any superhero in the world, I think you would be Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Just like strong and like can crush anything. In fact, your fearlessness when Hulk becomes Hulk, you have a fearlessness that reminds me a lot of that. Do you want to tell the people that are listening about the story of when you broke your arm for the first time? Here, bring the mic a little closer. Let's hear it.
I jumped off the top of my bunk bed, my brother's bunk bed, and I touched the light bulb, and I landed on my arm, and I broke it.
Yeah.
And you made me play t-ball.
The next day, we had your first t-ball game ever.
And I was like, oh.
And I wasn't actually sure if it was really broken or not. I feel like maybe it was just, super rookie novice dad move, but you were still pretty swollen the next day on Sunday after church, and Mom was like, we need to take him to the doctor and get it checked out. And sure enough, it was broken. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You jumped off. Now, why did you jump off the top bunk? Did you have any motivation? What was it?
No.
You were doing some kind of like trick move thing? No tricks. You just wanted to jump off the top.
Mm-hmm.
Well, part of what I thought was maybe that there were some TV shows on YouTube that you watched, a channel that we really love watching as a family, that they do a lot of trick shots and some crazy things.
Dude Perfect.
They might have maybe helped motivate that a little bit.
They didn't.
No, just your decision.
I just wanted to do it.
Okay. Hey, I take that. We loved watching Dude Perfect, huh?
Yeah.
Those guys are awesome. Okay, I only have a couple more questions for you, and then we're gonna wrap this thing up. Okay, we talked a little bit ago about like being allergic to dairy and gluten and some of those things and wheat. If there's somebody listening that is allergic and they're just learning. Here, let's keep our feet off that so it doesn't bump the microphones. If they're just learning about being, maybe they're allergic and they're just finding out, what's something you would tell them that could help them go through that? Maybe they're going through it and they're having a hard time with it. What's something that you've learned that's helped you that could help somebody else about being allergic to something like that?
Since there's a lot of other things I can eat, because I just can't eat wheat or dairy ice cream.
Yeah.
Because normally every ice cream shop has a gluten-free one.
Yeah, or a dairy-free one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love that, man. What you were saying really is for people to think about what they can eat rather than what they can't eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something that you've learned, and man, you do such a good job at that. I'm proud of you. Thanks for sharing that. Okay. You ready for a couple more questions?
Yeah.
If somebody didn't know about God or Jesus or anything to do with that world,
I would tell them about it.
you would tell them
Tell them to get a Bible.
Tell them to get a Bible? Yeah. What's something for you that you're like, what do you like about God or the Bible or Jesus?
Because how David, he believed in God, so he killed Goliath with just a walk.
Yeah.
And he killed a lion with a stick.
Yeah.
A bear with a stick.
Pretty crazy what he was able to do with God, huh? Yeah. Does that ever help you when you're...
he was like, Dad, I killed a lion.
Yeah.
And it was like, and the guy was, his dad was like, I don't want to hear about any of your jokes anymore.
Your jokes. You're just lying, huh? You're lying about the lion.
But he's not lying.
No, he's not. He was telling the truth, huh? Yeah. How do you think he was able to do that?
Because he believed in God, and God was in his heart.
Yeah, that's awesome. There's times when you've been afraid at times, huh? And have you thought about that story about how God helped David when he was afraid or when he was up against something scary?
Yeah, and when we went hunting, you had to leave us in the truck bed.
I left you for one part of the evening in the truck bed because I was...
And it was pitch black.
It wasn't when I left you, but it got dark. Well, but what happened? Why did I leave?
I looked at the bushes and it scared.
The bushes scared you because it was dark outside? Yeah. Wait, why did I leave? Why did I leave you guys in the truck bed?
You had to fight the elk.
Fight the elk, yes. You're right.
Because the bull couldn't even let you finish your elk call.
Yeah, I was bugling and he bugled back on top of my bugle because he was ready to fight.
Like, he did like 40 bugles. You both did like, if it put together, it would probably be like 100 bugles.
Yeah, it was a lot. We were going back and forth. So I had to go fast, and I was going into the woods in a way that I knew you guys couldn't be with me there. So I said, I need you to stay in the truck bed right here. I'll be right back. And you guys did a great job. You overcame your fear. And I came back, huh?
Yeah.
And you were okay. Right? No bears came out there or anything like that? You were good.
If there was a bear or a coyote, I would just shoot it.
Yeah. With a rocket launcher?
No.
Or your
Which one your guns?
not a rocket launcher, wrist rocket.
No. Which one your guns?
No, I had those on me, or my safety handgun on me.
I know.
Yeah.
But a gun. If I could find a gun in there.
That's how you would have protected yourself?
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing.
I would shoot him right in the nose.
It's a good thing that your dad is super responsible and safe and doesn't keep those in a place where you can touch them.
Someone just flicks him in the nose.
Yeah, that'd be really silly. Well, Bowman, one day you're going to get older. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Probably going to get a little bit bigger. If you have anything like any of my genes, you're going to get a lot bigger. I'm super, super tall and strong. So that's what and your ability to grow facial hair, like mustaches. I see that. It's phenomenal balance. You are a pretty strong dude, man. Yeah, you're a really strong.
I'm even stronger than an 8-year-old.
You probably are stronger than most 8-year-olds. There's some strong 8-year-olds out there, but you're going to be a really strong 8-year-old when you turn 8. You're turning 6.
And when I'm 10, I'm going to have none kid teeth.
No more kid teeth. You'll have all adult teeth, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you think if you
because
were...
I already lost 6.
If you were to try to think about what you wanted to become when you get older, when you're an adult, what would you say right now? If you could be anything.
A firefighter.
Firefighter. Those are pretty.
And a pastor.
And a pastor. Those are 2 awesome things. We really need more men and women in our first responders world.
I couldn't do any front flips on the trampoline today.
Yeah. You'll get there. You'll get there. If that jump from the top bunk is any kind of indicator of what you're going to be capable of in the near future, I'm sure you'll be doing front flips and back flips. I only got to do one
full front flip in the ball pit.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, let me tell you this. As we wrap up our conversation today, a couple things that I want to say, and then I'll let you say anything that you wanted to say before we wrap up. First thing is I love you a lot. You are a gift to your mom and I, and to your siblings and our family. You are a passionate, fierce, all-out little man that God gave us. Make sure he does. Oh, he was pushing over. And hey, I am so thankful to get to be your dad, and your mom is so thankful to get to be your mom. I love watching you care for your sisters. I love watching you play with your brother. And you know what? You're one of my favorite people on the earth to hang out with. Did you know that?
No.
It's true. Okay. Now, with that said, is there any last words that you want to share with the people that might be listening or watch on YouTube one day? Is there anything you would tell the Dude Perfect guys? Let's say somehow, some way they watch this. Is there anything you would ask them or tell them?
How do you do all those tricks?
How do you do all those tricks? Would you ever want to meet them one day?
Yeah.
Like go to their headquarters and hang out with them?
Yeah.
Like be in one of their videos?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. Yeah, maybe we can hang out one day. Maybe we'll get a chance to meet them. Who knows?
But they live in
Texas.
Texas.
Yeah, that's okay. There's airplanes. We can get there.
But it would take us like 7 hours.
Yeah, it'd take a while, but that's okay. We'll go on some trips one day. Well, hey, thanks for being on the podcast today. Thanks for sharing a piece of who you are. Thanks for sharing your gecko with us. And I cannot wait to see how God grows you and that you grow in your relationship with him over the years. You're going to be you already are. You're an amazing son. You're an amazing friend. You're an amazing young man. But you know what you're going to do? You're going to be a amazing husband one day, potentially. An amazing father one day, potentially. Do you think you're going to get married one day? No. Do you think you want to have a family one day? No. Just want to be a part of our family? Great. Okay, any last words you want to tell the people or say before we say goodbye?
No.
That's it. You're all done.
Yeah.
Bowser's ready to go and get out of this crazy studio environment that we've got. Okay, with that, everybody that's listening at home or in the car or wherever else you might be, thanks for tuning in. Gentle with him.
He can make it sound.
Beau, man, thanks for being one of my sons and the 52 Project, one of the 52 people who've made an impact on my life. I love you. And for everybody listening, we'll see you next time. Say see ya. See ya. Great job, dude. You crushed it.
He literally is a statue.